If you were going out and doing voter registration and you asked a black person, what does the Republican Party do for minority in the inner cities? They wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you ask them what the Democrats do, they'll say they raise the minimum wage, they give welfare, they do this, this, and that.
Right.
A lot of that is just perception because the Democrats don't do as much as people think they do.
It's true.
But folks aren't aware of history and that, most of the things like the Ku Klux Klan were started by Democrats.
Right.
Most of the civil rights initiatives were passed by Republicans.
Right.
You have
and fought by Democrats.
Exactly. You have to take it back to history because they're not teaching it. I heard that on a question to Newt Gingrich about the education system. And you also have to put it in terms of bread and butter. You have to say, while we don't agree with entitlement programs, we do believe in the voucher system, getting your kids better education. We do believe in some form of unemployment benefits or whatever. You have to let them know how it affects the bottom line.
Right.
Lofty ideas and values are great for some people, but when you're in communities where people don't know if they're going to eat tomorrow, you have to bring it to them to where they can accept it and say, okay, this is going to help me.
Right.
And we really have to get into these low-income and minority communities because that's where ACORN and these other organizations have been taking Republican government money, going into these communities saying, we're the only ones here for you, and registering Democrats.
Yes. Yes.
So we've got to be willing to get out there and get our hands dirty. And that's one of the things I want to tell people. It's not as scary as you think. These people are willing to be led to the right way. Right now they're being brainwashed and manipulated.
They are. And it's happening in the churches. It's happening in the streets. It's almost like in Afghanistan or Iraq or places in Muslim communities where they don't have television or radio and they're all they know is what they're told from being little children as they grow up, that America is bad, or that Israel is bad, or that the West is bad. And so the task that you've laid before us is a very big one. How do we get into the inner cities to help people of all colors and all races? How do we get that message? Do we have to start at the schools, do you think? Do we need an organization as big, if not bigger, than ACORN was? Any ideas you got there?
I think that we already have one. We have the Tea Party movement because it doesn't have to be a national organization.
Right.
The way these local groups have sprung up and the way these people are willing to be committed and to go out there into the communities and protest with their signs and do what they did for healthcare, we've got to do that all the time. But they're out there every single day. They tell people, we'll get you a stop sign, we'll get you this and that. We need to take the same type of energy and the same type of leaders that have sprung up from the Tea Party movement and just do it on the local level. What corrupted ACORN was that national head that just kept growing and
global
growing.
Too, right?
Yes, ACORN International. They're meddling around in emerging countries, which is very dangerous because they're getting people elected that might not, actually have good intentions, but they've been promised all types of contracts and money if they get this warlord or whoever elected. Right. Just on that same subject, Wade Rathke, the founder of ACORN, just came back from a trip to Kenya. Okay. And he was already in Indonesia, where Obama spent most of his childhood. They were over there meddling in the elections as well and getting someone that we don't really think is promoting stability in the region, but he's got the money.
He does. So we've heard recently that ACORN's shutting its doors. I don't buy that for a minute. I think they're just rebranding. Do you know anything or have any thoughts on the closing down of ACORN and what it might become?
They are definitely rebranding. What they've done is go back to their roots, just like I was talking to you about. They started off as local offices that were affiliated with each other, and then they moved up to become national. So they're taking the same people, the same infrastructures, and they're just, changing the names a little bit, but they're still connected. And now you don't know who's on a conference call with who. They're doing the same thing. And when you look at organizations like Project Vote, American Institute for Justice, ACORN Institute, they're not going anywhere. So those 300 and however many odd affiliates are still operating just as they were before. And since we're in New Orleans, I also want to tell people Whitney National Bank, that's headquartered here in New Orleans, has facilitated a lot of that money laundering that's been going on. Okay. The Attorney General of Louisiana actually subpoenaed records from Whitney. I don't know how much they got, but smells like a mob bait to me. If there's any good investigative reporters out there that want to look into that, that would
Whitney,
be great.
Okay, there you go. There's your tip from FTR Radio. So you're a wealth of information. You've had an amazing story here. Do you feel safe? Are you concerned about your own safety now?
I was at first. I was terrified at first. We moved. We ended up staying with my mom for a while because my apartment really didn't feel that safe, especially right before I testified.
Yeah.
We had a couple of threats and break-in attempts where they broke my handle and they cut off my lights. So if I had to go, by breaking the handle, it meant I had to go around back, and then they broke the lights in the back. So I'm pretty sure there was an ambush waiting for me. But luckily, someone was home that no one knew about, and they let me in.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the scariest moment ever when the police came out and they saw the muddy footprints and stuff in the back. It was terrifying.
Gosh.
But now I'm out there and I'm visual and I'm vocal and I don't let people intimidate me.
Good.
I'll do it right.
Well, Anita, you've got an amazing future ahead. You're a beautiful, strong woman that has done America a great service. Your story is amazing. I'm sure there'll be a book somewhere in the future. I mean, the ACORN scandal was a major story of that campaign, and that'll be a big chapter in history, and you're a part of history, and I'm honored to sit next to you. So I thank you so very much for sitting down with FTR Radio, with me specifically. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up, any other topics, any shout-outs, anything you want to give?
Well, I want to give a shout-out to everyone that contributed to my defense fund. I really couldn't have done it without you guys. ACORN knew that by coming after me as a poor mom, that they could shut me up. And because everyone helped me, we were able to mount a massive defense and defeat them. So thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Anita, thank you so very much for visiting with us, and I wish you just the best future you could possibly have. Thank you.
Thank you.